What's up, guys? Justin here with TheSketchUpEssentials.com. So in today's video, I'm going to show you multiple different ways to bend windows to fit in non-flat openings, like openings that curve. Let's go ahead and just jump into it. All right, so I will link to all of these extensions in the notes down below. But basically, we're going to use tools in order to take flat windows like this and bend them into an opening. And so the first tool we're going to take a look at is called Truebend. So Truebend is a free extension that you can download from the SketchUp extension warehouse. So you just want to go in and look for Truebend, one word, right here. It's a tool from TomTom designed to help you bend to a certain degree. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take this element and we're going to slide it to the middle of this opening right here, and then we're going to activate Truebend. And so when we do that, what that's going to do is that's going to give us an edge or a little line right here that we can click and drag on in order to bend this element like so. And when we do that, it's going to bend it along an angle like this and fit it inside of this opening. Now, one thing I will say is Truebend, at least for me, for this kind of opening, is not maybe as precise as I would like for it to be. So sometimes I end up having to cheat just a little bit on that bend in order to make sure that we don't have a little bit of that element going into the wall right here. So you might get a little bit of distortion when you do that. So just kind of be aware of that. But it does a really good job of bending it along a curve. The other place where Truebend is really valuable is it also gives you the ability to bend things to like 360 degrees. So if you wanted to take this element and bend it so that it bends all the way around like this, it'll do that in a smooth radius in here. So you can see how this gives you a nice smooth slice in here in order to bend that all 360 degrees. So that is definitely one way to do this. It's maybe not the one that I would use for this particular opening. Now, the tool I would probably use for an opening like this is going to be Shape Bender. And so what Shape Bender is it's another free tool that you can download from the SketchUp extension warehouse. So you just want to go look for Shape Bender. And it's actually in there as CLF Shape Bender, and you want to install that tool. And so what Shape Bender is going to do is it's going to give you the ability to draw a target line and a baseline, and then it'll take the element and it'll bend it based on those two pieces. So what you need is you need an edge over here, and then you need an edge over here. And so in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this edge and I'm going to copy it out using the Move tool. So I'm just going to tap the M key, tap the Control key, and just slide this out like this. And I'm going to use that as my target line. Now, you could always, if you wanted to, you could draw an arc across the surface right here in order to fit it to the middle if you decided you wanted to do that instead. So I'm just going to slide this out like so. If you do have these in here as individual edges like this on the backside, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to go through and you're going to right click on them and weld them so that they're a singular curve. But what we need is we need this target line, and then we're going to set our baseline right here. So I'm just going to draw a line across this edge like so. So what we can do is we can activate the tool using the toolbar. We're going to select this edge right here. And note that it can be a little tricky to click on this because the click point for this tool is actually kind of in the middle of your cursor, not at the point right here. So you might have a little bit of trouble getting it to actually select. Notice how this is in the middle, but if I try to use the tip of the mouse, it's not going to select. So if I click right here, what that's going to do is that's going to bend this element along this surface right here, and then you can hit the Enter key. I don't know why it's moving it up like this, but you can just slide it back down. It doesn't really seem to affect your bend, and then we'll just drop this in to that wall at that middle point. Okay, and so I really like this tool for things like this opening as well. So like, for example, if I double click in here, right, I'm going to take these two edges, I'm going to offset them to the middle, and then I'm just going to select them, and I'm going to use the Move tool in copy mode. So tap M, single click, and tap Control in order to slide this over, and then you can erase out these edges. But if I take these two elements and right click on them and weld them, I can use that as a target edge for this object. I'm going to go ahead and take this whole thing, I'm going to cut it out of this group, and then I'm going to do an edit, paste in place. So now I've got my object, I've got my baseline, and I've got my target line. So I'm going to activate this tool. I'm going to mouse over this edge and click on it. And then I'm going to mouse over this edge and click on it right here, right? And then I can hit the Enter key, and I'm going to move this down and slide this across like so. And so that fits in the opening nicely. Now, one thing to be aware of, besides the fact that you need to make sure that your baseline is drawn in the red direction on the red axis, otherwise this isn't going to work, is sometimes when you activate this tool, it's going to basically, if I can ever find that target line again, there it was. Sometimes when you do this, it'll look something like this. And that means that your start and end edges need to be flipped. So you can just tap the down arrow key on your keyboard in order to flip the direction that that's going to go in here. So if it ever looks like this, just hit the down arrow on your keyboard and hit enter like so, and it's going to bend this. Now there's another fun one over here that isn't necessarily quite as precise, but it's kind of fun and it allows you to do some interesting things. So there's a paid extension from Fredo 6 called FredoScale. You can access it in Sketchucation, and what it has is it has a bunch of different tools for doing different things, right? So it has a really great like box stretching tool that allows you to stretch elements inside of your model without deforming them. And so what that does is it allows you to set a stretch point so that you can stretch objects inside of your space. It's got a bunch of cool tools like that. But in this case, we've got a tool called radial bending. And what radial bending is going to do is it's going to allow you to take this element and bend it along a radius. And so in this case, I would probably just bring the whole thing, slide it into the opening like so, and I would actually bend it from this point right here. So we're going to go find that endpoint, click, click, move our mouse here, and bend it so it aligns with the opening. But again, I mean, the thing I don't love is it can kind of distort the length of your object in here, and then you're going to have to double click in here and do some kind of like manual geometry editing in order to get it to fit. So definitely for a situation like this, I would probably recommend Shape Bender the most, but you can use these other tools in here. The other reason I like FredoScale's radial bending tools, it's just kind of fun, right? So I can take this element, for example, and we're going to pick kind of a corner like so, and you could bend half of this object if you wanted to like 90 degrees. And then you could take this and you could bend it again in the other direction. So you could just find this point, right? Take this other element, bend it. This is probably going to be negative 90 degrees, like so. So this gives you kind of a fun interactive tool that's allowing you to bend things. So I think it's more of kind of like a freeform type thing than anything else. Definitely if I'm trying to be like super precise on where something fits, I'm probably going to be using Shape Bender for something like this. And then finally, this one's a little bit more advanced, but say that you had a surface like this one, or a window opening like this one that goes both up and down and in and out, like so. Well, the thing with that is you're going to need a more advanced bending tool, right? Because these only bend along one direction. You need to bend these both directions. So what we can do is we can use a free tool that's in the extension warehouse called Flowify. So if I just go search for Flowify, right here, it's from Anders L, and it basically bends geometry along surfaces. And so the thing with this one, though, is the first thing you need is a surface to bend it along. So in this situation, what I would do is I would take the edges that run along this element like so. So I'm just going to select them. I've already welded these into individual curves, and I'm just going to create a copy of this off of this shape. And then I'm going to take this whole thing, I'm going to cut it to get it out of the group, and I'm going to do an edit, paste in place. Now what we need to do is we need to create a surface in here that we can bend along. Now you could use sandbox tools, but sandbox tools is going to create a nasty triangulated mesh that isn't really what you want. What we want to do instead is we want to use a tool like Curviloft from Fredo 6. So that's a paid extension that you can download from the Sketchucation plugin store, but the way that Curviloft works is it has an option over here to skin contours like this. And so you can use this in order to create this surface. However, I don't love the mesh that this creates, because the problem that we have in here is this edge is broken up into a whole bunch of like little individual edges in here. And so what I will do is I will use another tool from Fredo 6. This is a paid tool as well called FredoSpline. And so what FredoSpline is it's a collection of curve creation and editing functions. What I love about FredoSpline is I can take an edge, I can right click on it, and I can convert an edge sequence to a type of curve. Well, in this case, I'm going to convert it to a polyline segmenter. What a polyline segmenter is it basically takes a polyline and it breaks it up into a certain number of segments. Well, what I can do is I can take this top element, break it up into 24 equally spaced segments, and hit the enter key, and then I can do the same thing down below, right? Right click, convert to polyline segmenter, convert this to 24 edges like this. Well, now you've got equally spaced edges along this curve, and you can then use Curviloft in order to create a nice kind of quad mesh in here. Well, now we can use the tool Flowify in order to bend this window along that surface. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take this whole thing. I'm going to slide these edges over here because I just want this surface. And I'm going to go ahead and double click in here, right click, and I'm going to reverse this face. And so now I need to draw my target lines. So my target lines are going to go from a base face to a target face. And so I'll start by drawing a rectangle on the back side of this element like so. And I'll just double click on that, right click, and make it a group. Then I'm going to draw a line from this edge to this edge and another line from this edge to this edge. Right here. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to group those, right? Right click, make group, like this. So now what that's going to do is that's going to allow me to take these three groups and put them in a group. And what we want to do is we want to look in our outliner and make sure that what we have here is we have one overall group containing three groups, right? Our base face, our target lines, and our base or our target face over here. Note that that target face needs to have 4 corners in order for it to work. So this won't work on like circular faces or anything like that. But now what I have is I have my target element that only has raw geometry inside of it. And then I have my Flowify groups. And so if I select these and I go to extensions, Flowify, what that's going to do is that's going to slice this and bend it and move it along this surface right here. Well, then I can just take this, slide it over, and put it in the opening. And we'll go ahead and move these other elements out of the way. And then the last thing we want to do is just select this object, go down to your Soften Edges toolbar over in your tray, and you want to check the box for Soften Coplanar. That's going to soften all of the edges that are in there so that you've got this nice smooth window in this opening, just like this. All right, so I know that was a lot. If you have any questions about anything I did in this video, feel free to leave them down below. I will link to all of the extensions I talked about in the description of the video. But as always, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this, and I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks, guys.